So I'm learning that the video that I posted last night about JENAE and Ryan D upset a lot of people because they had no idea any of this was going on. And I can understand you being upset. I don't know what's going on either. But it's starting to seem very suspicious. It's starting to seem very sketchy, very scammy. I don't know what's happening, but it needs to stop. I'm not exactly sure why she's in communication with Solar. That looks very suspicious. And I don't know if she realizes it, but that's not going to look good in her favor at all. And as far as Ryan, I'm completely and utterly disappointed in you, bro. I don't want to work with you anymore. We don't have to talk. You don't have to respond to my videos. You don't have to DM me. You don't have to message me. You don't have to make a post about me. You don't have to go on Bigo Live and talk about me because I don't care. What you did is wrong. What you're saying is wrong. You're acting like a cult member. I need you to know that. And that's how everyone is looking at you now. You're acting like an advocate for carbonation. I don't care how you word it. I don't care how defensive you get in your post. You are advocating for a rapist. He was not falsely accused, Ryan. He did everything that was said, including everything that we saw him do via live on multiple platforms. How dare you, as a white man, come and tell us that he is possibly being falsely accused? Are you kidding me? 1 minute you hate Elijah, and the next minute you want us to take the time to think maybe this is all a lie? When we seen this man beat on women, when we know he egged on Malia and Velvet to fight, when we heard Velvet explain to us that she got beat up in a circle and got beat up out of her clothes, and you're advocating for Elijah Bishop, are you kidding me? Don't say nothing to me. And JENAE, you feel like I bully you, right? You tried to take my page down, my old page. You sent all of your followers to my page to try to get it removed. How dare you? How dare you? Because I repost and talk about the things that you're doing, that's not bullying. If you don't want anyone to talk about your life and the decisions that you're making, stay the fuck off the internet. Because we wouldn't know what you were doing if you weren't going live. If you were not broadcasting your entire life on social media, no one would have anything to say. So you better not say I'm bullying you. I'm bringing to light what you're doing, and it's wrong. Stop asking people for money and go to work, JENAE. Go to work. We know you're trying to get to Mexico. No one's stupid. As soon as Solar left, as soon as he left, hundreds of people knew that was in the back of your mind. We all knew it. And you confirmed it. You're confirming it with your actions. You better not say I'm bullying you, because I know how to bully, but I'm not doing that. I'm just telling people what the fuck you're doing. And it's wrong. I don't care what you feel. And you better not send people over to my page trying to report me because I'm calling out your bullshit. How dare you jeopardize this? If this man walks free, I pray and I hope everybody stops supporting you. You don't deserve it. You're a liar, JENAE, and you're wrong. You don't stand for black women at all. Go to therapy, please. Stop trying to go to Mexico and make an appointment. Fill out an application. Do that. What makes you so different? Why can't you go to work? Why does everybody have to fund your book? Why does everybody have to fund your art supplies? Why do we have to fund everything? Why? You don't do anything that's pouring into the community, nothing. But you want us to be your paycheck. How is that fair? I want people to be my paycheck, JENAE. Can I live off of my followers? Can they just send me money because I want to go to vacation? Are you kidding me? I'm doing everything that I'm doing while at work. I get a paycheck every 2 weeks. You should try that. You've disappointed and let down so many people behind your actions because they really believed in you, and I don't fucking know why. They need to stop because you're doing the same shit again. It's ridiculous. You should be ashamed of yourself, JENAE. Period.
Why victims do not report abuse. Some victims do not report abuse because they are afraid of what the abuser will do if they report. They are completely under the control of the abuser and depend on the abuser for food, housing, clothing, and healthcare. They are afraid they will be put in an institution.
Ryan, I would appreciate if you would stop talking about carbonation, stop talking about JENAE, stop talking about Elijah, stop talking about anyone of color. You cannot relate to us. You don't understand what we're going through. We know the statistics. You don't have to educate us on our culture. We, the black people, are asking you to go away. I'm sick of it. And you better not message me. You better not. Ryan, you're the same dude that was in my damn DMs every day, updating me on my subscriber count, telling me how good my content is, how you want to share my page to different people, how I'm the only one that you like, how you despise the T, how you despise world, how they're all frauds, how they're all want to make money, how they're not really wanting to get these women out. I could show these messages. Are you kidding me, Ryan? Or did you delete them already? You were on my tip. On my plastic strap tip, my rubber one. Get off of it. You're a liar. You got caught in your BS, and I'm calling you out on it. I don't care what you have to say. No one believes anything you say. And it's not about getting followers. It's about spreading awareness and educating people, something that you don't do. Don't come for me because I'll hurt your feelings. You're disgusting. You're a liar and a hypocrite. Disgusting rat.
Victims of crime, and other people who have knowledge about the commission of a crime, are often required to testify at a trial or at other court proceedings. The federal criminal justice system cannot function without the participation of victims and witnesses. Complete cooperation and truthful testimony of all witnesses and victims are essential to the determination of the guilt or innocence of a person accused of committing a crime. Crime victims and witnesses might experience feelings of confusion, frustration, fear, and anger. If you are a victim or a witness, the Victim Witness Program of the United States Attorney's Office can help you understand the rights given to you by law. The United States Attorney's Office is committed to ensuring that crime victims and witnesses are treated fairly by the criminal justice system. This web page will provide answers to many of your questions and will help you understand your rights and responsibilities.
I was advised that a lot of things about me would be brought up in court that I might not necessarily want people to know, that they'd bring up sexual history, they'd speak to my friends, they'd speak to my family, they'd get photos of me off Facebook and even perhaps analyse what I was wearing in certain situations.
I consider myself lucky because I'm one of the few victims who managed to actually have a conviction against their perpetrator. And so I think the statistics are 6% of reported rapes result in a conviction in England and Wales, and actually only about 15% of rapes are reported. So the statistics are pretty damning and actually horrifying in a lot of ways.
And those reasons can range from so many from feeling like we won't be believed.
The fear of causing a fuss or just not being believed, or, you know, nothing's going to come of it. And it's quite stressful to tell people that you're close to, let alone strangers in a police station.
When it happened to me, I spent the first few days denying that anything bad had happened. And it wasn't for another month before I actually felt I need to go and report this. But of course, by that point, no physical evidence, and very much a he said, she said situation.
And if I were to lose the case, which they said was more likely, I would have to pay the legal fees, which as a student I never would have been able to afford. It's something that even 2 years on I'm still dealing with today. I felt like I never really got justice for myself, and this person is married and I know that he has 4 young children. He's still perhaps doing the same job. I feel like I'm the one that's being punished.
My rapist was arrested about 5 or 6 days after the assault, and he didn't plead guilty, so that meant that 11 months from then there was a trial that had been scheduled. So I had to kind of wait 11 months for this trial to happen, and it was like my life was on hold, effectively. And it was an awful experience for me, because just the thought of having to testify in person in great detail about your rape in the same room as your perpetrator is terrifying, right? And I can't imagine actually if you sat through that whole process and then you still didn't get a conviction, that must be incredibly damaging in terms of, and it must have an impact on your ability to recover in some ways.
About 6 years ago, I was sexually assaulted by a very senior person. And then reported that to the police. The power imbalances of someone high profile who was seen as a reliable witness, it being all about one person's word against other people's word, and if someone has more power and status, then the likelihood is that they're going to be believed by the jury and get found not guilty.
When I was researching for my novel, I ended up observing a number of rape trials. Oftentimes when victims are being questioned, there were all these reactions from clerks saying, I remember clerks saying like, well, I don't really think she's telling the truth, and I don't think she's telling the truth. And I would ask her, well, why do you think that? And they'd say, well, she's not really acting the way like a rape victim would act. But how do you know how rape victims are supposed to act? I think unfortunately we go, maybe because of movies and TV, we have this image of how rape victims are supposed to be. They're supposed to be weak and vulnerable and cry and maybe be a little bit feminine and not be too strong. But if they seem too put together and too articulate, well then maybe they're not actually telling the truth, right? Because they don't seem distressed enough. It's a little bit ignorant because in reality people react in all different ways. People of all different personality types become victims. So your personality and your attitude towards the world is going to affect the way that you testify.
I think that I wish that I'd known to go to the police sooner. Although it's really difficult to speak out, especially to strangers, I think that if you feel like you can, it's so important, because it only strengthens your case being brought to justice.
It's not always perfect, but I do think it's important for people to be engaging with it if they can.
So my advice would be seek advice from other people who really understand the system, and really weigh it up. Don't feel that you're in any way responsible. Don't take the burden of, creating a better society on yourself, because I think your first duty is to yourself and to your mental health.
What's crazy to me is I reached out to JENAE. Okay. My bad. So, I reached out to JENAE a few weeks ago. Maybe no, it's been more than a few weeks. I had to go back and look at the conversation. I seen the screenshot actually from the conversation. But I watched your video that you did about her recently, talking about how she didn't think she was going to testify. Or she didn't really want to testify because she wasn't getting no bread. So I reached out to her maybe a month ago. No more than 2 months, I don't think. Because it was before my birthday. My birthday was just last month. So I reached out to her just like trying to send her positive energy and vibes and concern. So I basically expressed to her that I was in support of her healing, and I thought it would be a good idea if she if she came here to St. Thomas to do some healing, like truly heal. Not for internet purposes, not for social media purposes, but to like really disconnect and ground in nature. And I was more or less offering resources and support. Like I was gonna reach out to some people that I knew here to try to like find her like a safe hostel or a place to stay, you know what I'm saying, where she can heal without being preyed upon. And her response was she has visited here before and was saying to the tropics or whatever, to the Caribbean. And I was like, I know you was in St. Croix, and but you was under demonic leadership. And I'm not trying to offer you leadership. I'm trying to offer you the opportunity and the safe space to be guided by God, who is the true leader of us all, or at least should be. And so, you know, I was just more or less, you know, just speaking to her healing. Like, that was it. Like I said, like the lady who was in the video that you put on YT. So it's just funny to me that what I did was in secret. Never posted about it, never told nobody about it, never said nothing about it or whatever. I also gave her my my phone number and stuff, and was like, you can text me or call me, you know, if you feel like you just need a safe space, or you need some positive injection, you know, from somebody who's not wanting anything from you, not looking for no clout or shit like that, then, you know, I'll always be here. And I just left it like that. You know what I'm saying? She read it and she loved what I said, and then never heard nothing else about it. This was during a time where, like, she was, like, under, like, major attack, and everybody was, like, trying to comfort her, and the people from Carbonation was supposedly trying to bully her or whatever. So that's why I reached out to her, trying to give her some positivity, you know. So, again, I say all that to say, for everything come back full circle, you made your video on YouTube. And basically for her to basically be on the same shit, if not more, she's kind of doubled down, and it's really about the money. It's really about the money. You know, what it comes down to, like, Shorty just want a free ride. Like, she wants a free, exciting ride. And she looking for that in any form, any way that she can get it. You know what I'm saying? Because, yeah, ain't no fucking excuse for the shit that she on. So it just made it more evident that Shorty is out here looking for a bag, a free bag, an easy bag. She ain't really trying to be out here and get it. You know what I'm saying? She wants somebody to lay out the whole way for her. She really don't want to figure it out. So that don't seem like she want to heal to me. Facts, me too. And she ain't made no moves towards any of the shit really, like, that she was saying, like, that she really wanted to do or whatever. But I just seen her, you know, participate in Atlanta Carnival. And one thing I know for certain, two things I know for sure: participating in any of them carnival activities, you gonna spend at least, at the very minimum, $250 just to participate in any of those lines, troops, whatever. Even if you making certain stuff and you know, yada yada, whatever. Like, let's be clear. Even if you decide to make your own, you still gonna be spending a couple $100. Not to mention everything else that you doing and participating in the activities. So you had, like, and for you to be not working towards any of the healing, grounding, rooting that you said you needed to work on, you decided to instead pour your resources into going to shake your ass in the street and dress up like a fucking character, etc., etc. And it's been months since you done left, and you ain't got a job. You and ATL, you can get a job real easy doing anything. Something that you actually enjoy doing or would enjoy doing. You ain't got to go get no job where you got to work, like at a store or deal with, like, you got opportunities, you got options for where you are and because of your talent. But you keep making excuses and want us to pay your way. And I'm so glad I did not do what I wanted to do just out of my heart. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to just, like, buy Shorty a ticket, bring her out here. Because, like, in my apartment, I got an extra bedroom and shit like that I use to do, like, just bullshit in. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was definitely going to truly try to help her. Because I see a bit of myself in her because of the shit that I've gone through, my story, etc., etc. I'm like, so, that's kind of why my heart went out to her. And I'm like, it was someone that did something for me, and I'm just trying to pay it forward. You know what I'm saying? But she not a real vessel that you can pay it forward with, because it's pouring in an empty fucking barrel with no bottom.
I honestly don't know why people invest so much energy and attention into these people. Their cult members, their ex-cult members. I don't understand the amount of support that they get. I don't understand why people send them so much money. I don't get it. When there's other people that actually need it, that's actually really trying to do something with their lives, not live off of followers.
For the same reason why when there's a car wreck, everybody want to slow down, or the traffic jam isn't actually from the car wreck. It's from people trying to slow down, pay attention, spectate. Some people want to give help. Some people want to record. Some people, again, everything else is happening around what actually should be happening. So, and no different than my people, why hell, Zeus Network got bitches fighting all day, every day, and people will watch, support, chit at on. Then the reactors or content creators who choose to react to all of this bullshit, they are able to make money off of reacting crazily to the bullshit. Like, it's fucked up. Like, goddamn. But that's also why I never ever put in my resources to that effect with them, because at the end of the day, when a person truly does want to get out of an abusive, manipulative situation, when they're really ready to make that change, because I've been there, they do. And that's just what it comes down to. So I know that money is not what's needed to fix what the fuck wrong with them, which is why I was trying to offer something other than that. But that's why they didn't want that, because they not really looking for healing. And that's the world of today. Nobody's really truly looking for healing. They looking for an easy way out. They looking for an escape. They looking for anything else other than the actual real help. Because if you give them that, they will reject it, or they will make excuses to reject it.
Can I use your audio for a video I want to make? Because someone just sent me a picture of JENAE, like in a post Solar posted, and I want to put your audio behind it because it's fitting.
By all means, I have no problem with you using anything that I send you or say to you whenever, if you feel it fits or is necessary for whatever. Anything I say to you, I have no problem repeating or being called out for it if it's necessary. So, by all means, sis, go right ahead. I ain't worried about none of the smoke.